Sifu, um, can you help me understand the differences between wushu kung fu or kung fu or traditional? Because I feel like there's many people who don't fully understand what is modern kung fu and what is the same.
Okay, all right. So this is a great topic, and my student Matthew to ask me, so what is different between tradition or modern or kung fu or wushu? I will give a answer maybe a little surprise you, but it's just a topic and it shows my opinion. It's okay you have a different opinion, just leave a comment below after I shows my opinion. So listen, there is no tradition and no modern. Why? Okay, let's talk about this. What do you think about the traditional kung fu? Matthew, what do you think about what is traditional kung fu?
When I think of traditional, I think of Shaolin,
Okay.
but I don't know much else.
Okay, so for me, it's a great answer. First of all, so for traditional kung fu, meaning is from old time. Okay, 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, how those things become, right? This is tradition because today, if we look 100 years ago, and everything is old time, we call it traditional, right? So traditional kung fu can be, for example, everybody knows Tai Chi, right? The master of Tai Chi who create Tai Chi is Zhang Shanfeng, right? The master Zhang Shanfeng from say 1,000 years ago, he create the Tai Chi. But I want to talk about this topic, how he create. How? Because he to made up the Tai Chi, he have think about what is his experience and what is those movement become and to for healthy or for fight. It's simply like that. But the point is, why it is called traditional? Just because we sit here today is 2021. We look back 1,000 years ago and we call traditional because it's old time. But how about this? Listen. So if I with Matthew, we are back to 1,000 years ago, and you and me to create the Tai Chi.
We
call this is tradition or this is modern? You tell me.
I would call it modern.
Right, yesterday is modern because it just happened right now.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if
let me take some drink here.
1,000 years now, that still is modern because the time when Zhang Shanfeng to create the form is creative. He needed to do something, but in the time now, this is modern. It's not tradition, right? But today, listen, I also another point I believe is great. Okay, today I with Matthew just sit here, and we think about we creating a different kung fu style, not Jeet Kune Do, but something really new. Maybe if this not become famous after 100 years later, no one care. But how about if 100 years later, this become so successful? Everybody knows this kung fu style, just like Bruce Lee create the Jeet Kune Do. If we make another one just called Matthew Kung Fu today, right? But 100 years later, and this become really popular. You call that modern or traditional? What do you call? This call maybe today we create is modern, but 100 years later they look back, they call this traditional. So things are changed and time going, right? Yeah. So we just, for me, there is no traditional or modern, but we respect the way how both sides. You know, people need to protect the traditional because it's cultural, and I love this so much. But also, I love modern because it's more scientific, and people knows what is best for your muscle and recovering to be stronger and faster, all kind of thing. And this is the best thing because in old time they don't have good food, they don't have good scientific, they don't have good doctor. How you can be better than modern? But modern should be respect traditional too because it's 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, how people are legend. They are smart how to create those arts, and they are it's a legend for me. They are wonderful. We are should be always respect. But they are, for me, again, you can have a different opinion. But for me, they are don't have modern or traditional. So what do you think about you?
So the modern should always respect tradition.
But how about tradition? Also to respect modern. I mean, both sides should to be
Oh,
respect each other, right?
I see.
Okay, great. So let's go to the next topic. Okay, great conversation. So we can stop a little bit rest.